Welcome to The Scoop, otherwise known as Senior Insights. My name is Cynthia, and we meet every single afternoon, Monday through Friday. We take the weekends off because you people tire me out, and I need to have some time off. Anyway, The Scoop, if you're new here, it's really a lot of fun. We just chat. It's kind of like the morning thing, but I try to make it a little lighter, and we share some of the subscribers. Right now we're in the process of sharing their pets, so at the end of this video you really should stick around, because I'm going to introduce you to a pet bird, and I'm going to read a poem that was written to this bird who is no longer with us. So, the bird's name is Sparky, and Grinning Owl sent in the pictures of Sparky, and she also wrote a poem for Sparky. And her name, her real name, not Grinning Owl, her real name is Nancy. So I know you'll recognize the Grinning Owl thing. But now we have to get to business, and we will do that at the end. I have lots of things to talk about. I told you this morning when I was going grocery shopping that I was going to take the shirt off. I said, who cares? We all have boobs. We all have rolls. Not all of you, but many of us have them. So I'm going to keep it gossip, and I don't care what anybody says. I'm not getting sucked into this one person saying something and then I change everything. So it is what it is. Maybe it's untasteful, but too bad. So here I go talking about Woody. I talk about him all the time. I must have a crush on him or something. I don't know. But he annoyed me yesterday. Because, I did this whole elaborate thing about the pizza. Well, he told me that I didn't need the pizza stone. You could do it without. And then he said, it's not a pizza unless it has pineapple and ham. Now, I have heard of the Hawaiian pizza. Have you guys? Are you out there, anyone out there that eats the Hawaiian pizza? Let us know. Now, one of the questions that I asked him in the comments, and I haven't gone to look because I've been very busy. I asked him, when you do a pineapple and ham pizza, do you use red sauce like you would with a regular pizza? Do you use cheese? Do you use, or do you use like an Alfredo sauce or a white sauce? So if you people could educate me into what goes into a Hawaiian pizza, I might have to give it a try. I might not do the ham. I might do with salami. Would pepperoni be okay, Woody? I don't know. And then I have this question for Lorelei. I think it's Lorelei that got up this morning at 4:30 in the morning. Well, what time do you go to bed? How can you get up at 4:30? Did you get up because you couldn't stand being in bed anymore and you couldn't sleep? Or do you always get up at 4:30? I want to know, because there are a lot of people on this channel that get up like at 4:30, 5 o'clock. That is ungodly to me. That is like way out of my comfort zone. But I think that since you guys do it, I should really try it. My problem is I stay up kind of late. But I've noticed that I'm scaling it back a little, and I'm shutting the light off a little bit earlier. So I could be working down to like 9 o'clock. I couldn't go any earlier than that. Do you go to bed at 7? What time do you go to bed? Fess up. We need to know. All those people like Faith. What time do you go to bed? I mean, you get up too. There's someone else who walks in I think it's Arizona or the mountains. I don't know, but you know who you are. You get up and you go for a walk early in the morning because it's cooler out. I don't get it. Here's another one that I talk about all the time. She's getting on my nerves because she's getting better and better and better. And I'm happy for her, really. This is just pretend. Sometimes what you say in pretend is really real. Anyway, she made a little, when I did my date video, my lunch date, or going out to lunch, and I said, I'm not going to tell you. She said, I hope you enjoyed your date with John Doe. like he was an unclaimed dead body. She's very sassy. Then today, I watch her. I just came home from grocery shopping, and I was relaxing for a while before you guys got here. So I decided to watch Debbie. She goes through this whole story of how she bought peaches from, the Girl Scouts or some organization that was selling them in the fall, and then she got them in the spring or something. I'm getting the whole thing. And they were delicious. It was a small box of peaches, and her husband really enjoyed them, and she really enjoyed them, and they were delicious. Well, she bought another bag of peaches, and she became suspicious because she has to peel everything because her husband will not eat anything that's not peeled. I meant to ask her, would he eat like a hot dog? Do you have to peel a hot dog too? Anyway, so she's peeling the peaches, and the peaches are looking like they're bruised. She just paid good money for these fresh Georgia peaches. And she cut in the next one, and they look like they're bruised too. So she kind of came to the conclusion that maybe they had been previously frozen, or maybe they got, they were in such a cold environment that it damaged the peaches. Because I think peaches are very sensitive to the cold. Anyway, she got rid of those peaches. So 2 weeks later, she goes and buys more peach. Probably the same brand, the same company, same farm and orchard in Georgia. Anyway, I can't remember if they were okay. Debbie, were they okay? The first ones were not. She cut into it, and there was this ring around. Peaches are beautiful inside. They're that orange yellow color, and it goes right up to the skin. Well, hers had a ring of brown, but there were no bruises on the outside. That had to be frozen, don't you think? So anyway, then she made apple butter with the ones that she was able to save. I think it was, she didn't use apple butter, she made peach butter. Well, she thought it was like apple butter, but she made it with peaches. Did you get that? She even put it in a canning jar, and she says she's not domestic. She doesn't do homemaker things. She had a canning jar on hand, though, didn't she? I decided that one of the subscribers, one of the people in this community said, we're not elderly, we're kids. So I think I'm going to start calling you kids. Hey, kids, I'm glad you came. Put your cane over there. I'm losing it. Kids. Some kids have to use canes and crutches and wheelchairs. But anyway, you kids, when you come, just hang your games on the back of the chair, or, on the clothes rack over there. The hook, never mind. Then, this one we have to debate, because this person said, I was talking about having the fried clams yesterday, and they were delicious, and I love fried clams, and I haven't had that many this year. I haven't had any. This was my first fried clam run, I guess you'd call it. And they were delicious, but I got full. There were so many of them, and I like the fries too. But see, that's like dead calories. You can get fries anytime, but you can't get fried clams, and they're not cheap. Anyway, I only ate about half of them, so I said to my friend, you can take these home. And the reason I said that was because I know that he loves them. And I can't reheat fried food to actually taste. If I'm having a fried clam, I want it to taste like it just came out of the fryer later. So some kind person suggested that I needed to get one of those fry-later. No, it's not a fry-later. Air fryer. Now, maybe I should. I'm resistant to all those things. Look I have an ice cream maker on my bathroom counter. I have a bread maker on my kitchen counter. I have a KitchenAid mixer on my kitchen counter. All I need, and when I have a toaster oven, all I need is an air fryer. Plus I have food processor under there and all that. But I do understand that they do fried foods really well. Is that true? How can they do fried foods really well if you don't use any oil? Can you do fried chicken? Like Southern fried chicken? Like a lot of you are Southerners, I can tell. Can you tell I'm from Maine? Can you tell Anne's from Maine? Anne's really from Maine. Anyway. Then someone else is building a bird bath. It sounds like she's building it out of clay pots. I didn't write her name down, which I'm really annoyed about. I'm getting better though. I'm really getting a lot better. I'm much more organized. So if I slight you in any way, it's not intentional, and I'll make it up to you eventually. But she's making a bird bath. Is it a bird bath or a fountain? She's making a bird bath. And I think that when she's done, she should send us a picture of it functioning and maybe a little description of how she made it. Because I've watched some of those videos on YouTube, and there's a lot of people that are making these out of nice flower pots, nice containers, and that sort of thing. So I would be really interested in seeing that, and I know someone else said, will you show it to us when you're done? So that's another thing that we can look at when we're in the scoop, on the scoop, whatever we're doing with the scoop. Then if you would like me to post a video, like Anne did of her garden, you can do like a 5-minute thing of your garden or your flowers, or I don't know, just make it decent, no swearing, flower, a bird, stuff like that, and if it meets my approval, I will post it. What we can do what we can think about doing, I'm not making any commitments of any kind, but what's in my mind is, I'm not doing the scoop on Saturday and Sunday because I need to have some time off. But you guys could help me. You could send me little snippets of stuff, like Anne's garden tour. I think I told you this morning that I want her to do another one, but I haven't asked her, and she's going camping this weekend, so that's a lost cause. So maybe she'll watch this, because I know she watches them every day. She doesn't always comment, though. She'll get the message, because this morning I talked about asking her if she would do that. I feel kind of bad because it's work. But if anyone wants to show off something, like Sandy, you could show off your lanai and a margarita. I'm only kidding. Anyway. So I thought that might be kind of fun to see what other people do. Because a lot of you say you would like to do a YouTube channel, but you're afraid to do it. You don't know how to do it. Well, I bet you know how to take a video. Then you have to figure out how to get it to me. I would suggest that you email it to me, and then hopefully I can figure out how to get it to the video. But if it's a freestanding video, I'll have to do like some kind, well, you could do your own introduction, but don't try and steal this channel. You have to say, Senior Insights. So you could do your own introduction. I'm subbing for Cynthia today. And I want to show you a little bit of my garden, or my yard, or my new couch, or something. Just don't let it be too risque or anything. Okay. Then I got this fabulous idea from hold on, I think there might be actually a gap from what I just recorded, but I'm just going to keep going, so you'll figure it out, because you've hung in with me through thick and thin and all that. So I was starting to tell you about this member of our community. Her name is Karen Benedict, and she gave me some great ideas for things that we could do on the scoop. So I decided that we would give it a try, because I loved the ideas, and I think you will too. Well, we'll see. There'll be one of you. We're not changing. Anyway, what I would like to do is at the end of each video, I am going to ask you, at the end of each scoop, just before you leave, I have to go and so at the end of the scoop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you probably 2 questions that I would like you to think about the answers. I'd like to have a decent answer, not just one word, like sometimes when you ask your kids, how you doing? Good. No. Try and think of, a good answer. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions at the end of each scoop, just before you go. You're going to think about it, and you're going to write a response to it. Now, there's an inherent problem. You cannot write it in the comments, because everyone will know the comments, and then it'll ruin the whole thing. So the idea is for us to have fun. So what you have to do is you should email me your response to the questions. Okay? I will gather them, and then we will discuss them on Monday at the scoop, if anybody responds. And if no one responds, then I know that it's not going to work. But I think it has the potential for being a lot of fun and some laughs. So the first question that I'm going to ask you, don't forget, I still have to read the poem and show you the pets. What was your first date like, and did anyone pay for it? So you can elaborate on that in any way you can. Did you have a crush on this person? Did you go with him and or her that you didn't really want to go? Were they ugly? Were they handsome? Were they the most popular person? Did they have the right style of clothes? Did you ride a bike to the date? Did you hold hands in the movies? Did you kiss on the first date? Did you go out for ice cream? Did you have popcorn at the movies? You know, like, really tell us what your first date was like. So the question is, what was your first date like? Did anyone pay for anything? Did you go by car? Okay, you got that one? And then, here's the next one. Did you ever fake being sick so that you could skip school? And what show did you watch while you were recovering? Did you ever fake being sick so you could skip school? And what show did you watch when you were recovering? Or if you had like some advice to give someone who was trying to skip school, why don't you let us know about that too? We're trying to keep it humorous, lighthearted, and just have fun. Just have fun. But remember, you can't write it in the comments. You have to do an email to me at Senior Insights. I can't tell you what the email address is because I don't know it off the top of my head, but it is in the channel description. It's there. And so I will collate all those, and then you can get back to me. And then I'll bring them on Monday to the scoop. And we'll talk about them. If we get any answers, that is. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about Sparky. And Sparky is the, I think he's a cockatiel. I don't think she really says. But anyway, she wrote a poem. Her name is Nancy. She's the grinning owl on our channel. And the poem says, Night, night, Sparky. An old shoebox is now his bed beneath hand-padded ground, his cage retired to the barn, the rats and widows found. His corner in the dining room, devoid of poop and seed, seems to call suggestively, another bird you need. Oh no, not now, it's too soon. The grief, it lingers still. His fresh grave still shovel-warm beneath my windowsill. Yellow fluff can still be gleaned while cleaning up the house. The ghostly echoes of his calls scare off the quiet mouse. Visions of him perched atop each ledge and picture frame cause me not to wish his space should hear another name. His fallen feathers in a cup and gathered through the years remind me that there will be no more but softly fallen tears. I rub his feather against my chin and close my eyes. Now hot, I never knew I would miss him so. Another? I think not. Okay, so now you'll see the pictures of, you will, as soon as I say goodbye, come back tomorrow. I'll see you on the scoop on next Monday. I'll hope you have the answers. And here's Sparky.